Here are 3 reasons why to subscribe to Fringe Financials on YouTube. Number 1, it is free, which is the best price that you can pay for this kind of content. 2, I am completely transparent with all of my investments. And number 3, I have a variety of educational videos every single week. Now let's get on with the video. How would you like to make $20 in passive income this week by doing absolutely nothing? If this sounds enticing to you, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can potentially collect $20 in passive income by doing absolutely nothing. If that sounds enticing to you, please make sure you smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and leave a comment as to your favorite dividend stock. Now, I am someone who is a dividend investor. I have a lot of my portfolio is in dividend stocks. I'd like to have that passive income to kind of build up the portfolio as years and years go on. So as you can see here on my screen, I will be going over 4 major dividend payouts that I'm getting this week. And the first one for July 31st is JP Morgan. Now, they have a 2.55% dividend yield, which is pretty good. I usually look for like 2 to 4%, is usually a pretty good range for me. Pay out $4 a year, which again, doesn't seem like it's a lot, but again, it's $4 per share. And what I like is that they have a 25.74% payout ratio. That's really good. If you remember the video from last Monday, if you haven't already checked it out, please check it out. But the video from last week, I talked about how I look for those payout ratios to be a little bit lower, because again, if the payout ratio is high, that means they have less money being invested into their own company because they're paying out the shareholders. So having a 25% payout ratio is very, very nice, which means 75% of the money that they get in goes back into their company, which is awesome to hear. They also have a 5-year dividend growth rate of 12.3%. So again, not only do dividends pay me out every year, but they also grow every year. So it's like a raise that you get at your job, but I'm literally doing nothing to get this raise. As long as the companies increase their dividend payouts every single year, they have more money coming in. So I'm expecting to hopefully get a 12.3% raise on my dividend for next year, which doesn't seem like it's a lot, but it does build up over time. And they have been growing their dividend for a solid 8 years. Now again, dividend growth is one of the things I look for also, because we always like to have them increase the dividend payout so I get even more money the next year, so on and so forth. Now, looking at the next one, I have to go into August because we're starting August tomorrow. So August tomorrow, actually, I'm going to be getting a lot of my dividend payouts. I'm getting $17.39 in dividend payouts. As you can see on my screen here, the first one is CVS Health. Now, CVS Health is paying me $1.75. And what I like about CVS Health is that they have a nice dividend yield of 3.24%. And they also still have a very low payout ratio of 25%. Which is absolutely great. Again, we like to have those low payout ratios. The dividend growth, I'm a little, not like the biggest fan of it just starting to grow for a year, but CVS Health recently acquired Aetna Insurance like years ago, and Aetna's in my state. And Aetna's one of the biggest insurance companies that I've seen. I know people that have worked for them. They have a huge building. Their headquarters is there and all that stuff. And CVS recently just bought them out. And I was like, I want to get on CVS for that reason. So I am in on CVS. I love the payouts. I love the dividends. It just, it's this extra bonus on it when they increase their prices over the years. All right, so I'm looking at $1.75 in CVS Health. I'm also looking at my 2 biggest payouts are AT&T and Verizon, both in that consumer cellular service area. Now, personally, me, I have AT&T as a cell phone provider, so I love, investing in what I know. I also know a lot of my friends and family invest in or have phones with Verizon, so I invest in both of them because I know that a lot of people use them every single day. Now, AT&T is a little bit of an interesting one to invest in, and I would be skeptical about it for a little bit. First thing, they have a very high dividend yield, which is good in some instances, but not always. So you have to be very, very careful in that aspect, because if it's too high, it might not be sustainable. I do know recently they were talking about a potential dividend cut for AT&T because their price of their stock has gone down so much. So this might actually go down to maybe like 4%, 3%, but again, I'm holding it for long term. So if they cut the dividend to take more of their money, put it back in the company to grow the company, I'm okay with that. I'm going to hold it for long term, so I'm not too worried about it. They do have a nice payout ratio of 44%, which again, below 50 is great. The thing I do not like are these last 2 columns here. So they've decreased, their growth rate has been negative 5.88%, so they have not been growing their dividend over the last 5 years. Kind of a pain, but it's something that it's a long-term thing, so I'm hoping that they can build it up and become profitable again. And again, the dividend growth, since they have had negative growth rate, they have had 0 years of dividend growth. Again, higher dividend yield. So again, that's why I'm getting paid out that $6.60. But again, something to be careful with as you invest in these kind of companies, whereas the high dividend yield does not always guarantee you to have the best payout for it. The last one I have at the bottom here is Verizon, as you can see, and this is my biggest payout of $9.05. And Verizon, again, everybody knows them as the ones that have, telephones, wireless services, those kind of things. Everybody who has a phone either has like T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, like those kind of, companies. I like Verizon. The prices of the stock has gone down quite a bit, which is why their dividend yield is actually higher than usual. So it's 7.67. Again, a very high dividend yield, something to be careful with. But the thing I do like compared to AT&T, payout ratio is a little bit higher, not too crazy, but they still have been growing their dividend for years despite their stock going down in price. So that's what I like, which means they have a lot of sustainable net cash flow coming in still. So I still feel more confident with Verizon as my investment compared to AT&T, but the AT&T one does pay me out $6.60, which is very, very nice. So that is my payout calendar for this week. I'm collecting $19.30 for this week, almost $20 here. Now, just to kind of give you the full disclosure, you can just invest like $50 and be like, oh, I'm gonna get $20 back. JP Morgan, I have $300 invested in. AT&T, I have $345 invested in. Verizon, I have $473 invested in. And CVS, I have $216. So the grand total of my investments in these 4 stocks is $1,334. But on the annual yield, so not just getting paid out per quarter, but I get paid out $77.20 over the year, which is about a 5.79% annual return, and that's without any stock appreciation. So if these stocks end the year up as well, I also have extra money from there as well. So that's what I liked about dividends. You get paid out no matter what. So even if the stocks go down, you still get paid out. If they go up, you get paid out still anyways, which makes life a lot easier for me. Thank you so much for coming here and watching today's video. If you have any recommendations, you have any of your favorite dividend stocks, please make sure to comment them down below in the comment section. On Wednesday, we're going to be talking about how banks make their money, so stay tuned for that one. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all on Wednesday.